Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL 100 Game of the Week on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll get a look at Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers as they match up with the second-year man Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in following a loss last week that ended their win streak at 7 games.
And they had good fortune throughout the entire streak, but it dried up on them in the last game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Time to get our first look at the Ravens offense, and under center, it's a man that's run wild here in the first half of the season, Charles, Lamar Jackson.
He certainly ran wild against the Bengals, and so many people will keep talking about that 47-yard touchdown run. Forget so many people. We'll all talk about it. Full spin, about 15 yards downfield, takes it to the house, 47 yards, touchdown. But what he would be most proud of, 15 of 17, throwing it for 223 yards, 3 touchdowns, and wound up with his second perfect passer rating for this season. So the second guy ever to do it behind Ben Roethlisberger in 2007. Lamar Jackson is a quarterback.
Do not throw it anywhere.
Well, look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 15 carries, 111 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson, open man is the tight end Nick Boyle. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 47 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What, does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd and 1, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me,
and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. San Francisco's offense taking the field for the very first time, and we get our first look at their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Coming off a tremendous game last Thursday against Arizona where he threw 4 touchdown passes. The sledding was a little bit tougher against Seattle. 24 of 46, 248 yards, a touchdown and interception. 2 fumbles, one of which was returned for a touchdown. So it wasn't an easy night. Also needed a little more help from his receivers. A number of passes bounced off of their hands and turned to either incompletions or interceptions. Still, had a chance to rally his team late. Came up just a little bit short.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
65.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it. You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, is working really well.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Here comes the ball.
And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And a big key is going to be, how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs? Because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play as it takes us to the end of the first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.